How's it going? Hello, 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 hello. 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 How's it going, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, spooky. It's spooky month. Yeah, it really is spooky month, and I'm excited. Um, there's a couple reasons, and I'll get into it, but I really, really love this fucking month. And it's not just because it's spooky month. November's pretty cool too. The spooky before Christmas. But yeah, so just quick updates. Let's see here. I don't know, I felt nauseous today. Not entirely sure if it's med related. It's been weird. It's fucked with my digestive system pretty bad. So that's been pretty annoying. I'm trying to figure out, anybody out there take like ADHD or SSRIs, mix cocktails, and you have like issues going to the restroom or something as often as you'd like, give me tips, because I am trying water and fiber capsules and stuff, and it works, but yeah, ADHD meds be doing that stuff. I guess it's pretty common. Hopefully it like settles down after a few more weeks of using it. Can't tell if the volition's coming back because of the ADHD medication, partially because it's finally evening out, but it's mainly because the weather is no longer super hot, which absolutely makes everything worse about everything for me. So that's helping out. Outside of that, that's it. That's all I really got to update on, personally. Yeah. Okay. So, October is really, really, really special for me. Few reasons, right? Besides the obvious one. But one reason is because, by October, summer's over, so weather's improving. Even since I was a kid, hot weather used to just be terrible for me, and October was always like nice because it meant, oh, the hot weather is ending, it's over. My body feels more comfortable, so that's automatically a plus for October. October is also it's also when everybody else starts liking spooky shit, right? And people get in the mood for stuff that they normally wouldn't be, which can be fun for me, right? I remember growing up, I do have a few good memories of like, not necessarily in itself, but like it would be TV, right? TV would start like showing nonstop, back to back, like B flicks, horror movies. When I was a kid, it was pre-cable, and until cable came along. But for me, a lot of my childhood TV was pre-cable. I'd be watching, network television, and just like they'd be showing like reruns and shit like that. But they would do all kinds of fun stuff, like show Child's Play, and show a lot of censored, sadly, versions of a lot of horror movies. And it was cool by me because I was still a kid, and so like I didn't know those were the censored versions. I just thought, oh, they're putting a scary movie on TV, and I would watch it. They put all kinds of stuff like that, so that was really, really fun for me. October also meant the Halloween stores would open up, and so like, and then they would put Halloween stuff in the stores, and you could like look at all this spooky stuff, and I always thought it was really, really fun. So even going to the store was like an improvement, and I normally hated it when my parents would drag me to like the mall or whatever else but it wasn't so bad because I knew that there would be at least be like all kinds of little gizmos and silly Halloween decorations and such. Why is my hair like this? It's driving me crazy. I'm just an unkempt hobo of a bastard, aren't I? It's like part of my hair is all like fucked. I don't know, whatever. Anyway, so then, what else? What else was cool about Spooky Month? There. it's just, I should just do my whole stream with, just have my, you know, just. I should just do my streams like this. There, it's Spooky Month, so I'm gonna be spooky here next. And so I can't see. And so yeah, I'd go to the store and there'd be like all this shit that wouldn't normally be there. And for an ADHD kid that liked spooky shit, it was like really fun. Also there'd be stuff like brands of cereal that I already liked as a kid would get like a spooky version. You know, they'd have like Lucky Charms with like pumpkins and shit. And you know, it made food a little more fun that month for me. So that was cool too. There was also you know, the school would be a little more fun, and I hated it normally, but it would just be boring to me, but it would be a little more fun because they would sometimes have like a book fair and around that month, and they would like have spooky books, like Scholastic would come, and there'd be like little Halloween books and monster books. I remember getting like, it's like a core memory of mine, getting these like little tiny books. They were like only like that thick and that big, but there was like 5 of them, and it was like zombies, ghosts, werewolves, monsters, and haunted places or something. I can't remember, but it was cool because I read those little books so many goddamn times, and and what was perfect about them is they were small, so I could just keep them in my pocket, and I would just like, you know, like whenever I felt like it, I would just like reread the same pages in it about the different, because it would be like a bunch of factoids and dumb stuff about different zombies or whatever else, and then that would be like part of the book, like it would be like folklore and like and stuff like that, and then the other part of the book would be like examples of films and media that had that monster or that thing, right? Vampires or whatever, zombies. And then the last few pages of the book were like really bad jokes, like, you know, those 101 joke type books. I used to love those. I had like a pile of those, because anytime like Scholastic came to school, I would buy like whatever once they would have there. That was the one thing that like my parents never minded splurging on, is books. Well, my dad probably wasn't paying attention, but my mom like was all about reading, because she wasn't much of a reader and she wasn't super educated, so she had that mentality of like, you know, that's the key to success, all this sort of stuff. And so anytime I wanted books, it was always good to go. And I just remember I would always buy the 101 jokes. It would be like 101 football jokes, even though I didn't care about football. 101 pet jokes, 101 whatever, fill in the category jokes, and it would be nothing but like knocks and stupid puns and just a lot of really cheesy, really shit jokes. And I always found them really amusing and funny. And I also liked telling them to people, because they would roll their eyes and they'd be like, ugh, and I thought that was a funny reaction. And that was like a way I think I found interacting with, as a little neurodivergent kid, interacting with like regular folks, like it was a comfortable way. It was to like tell them shitty jokes, or be like, oh, have you heard this one? And then I would say a stupid joke. And so October was fun too because it was time for shitty Halloween jokes, you know, uh, classic bullshit, skeletons, and tombstones with like pun names on the stone, on the tablet or whatever, you know. And yeah, and also the other kids wanted to talk about spooky shit, right? Because it was the spooky month. So for me, I was just spooky kid, like, every month. I like weird stuff. And yeah, I remember the conversations with like geared toward Halloween stuff, and so, or spooky shit, and I knew about that stuff, so I was able to contribute a little bit more in my little kid conversations in middle school and grade school, fourth, fifth grade, second grade. Like I was able to go like, oh yeah, I know about vampires. Oh yeah, I know about mummies. I saw these cool movies, or I read a book with mummies in it. Or I remember one, I think it was like grade. Fourth grade? Yeah, fourth grade. There was one of my favorite teachers, I guess, one of the teachers that ever, like, I guess, resonated with me as a little kid, was this guy named Mr. McGonagall. I don't know if he's still alive out there, but I don't know. I don't remember his first name, but he was Mr. McGonagall, and he was my teacher, and he was awesome because he was an artist and a weirdo, and a complete fucking weirdo, but not in like a creepy way, but just like in a goofy way. I think he would even get in trouble with the school because he wouldn't like do the lessons like he's supposed to or whatever. But man, he was the best teacher. And I remember that October of, pretty sure it was October. I don't know, he'd be goofy enough to do it in July. But that October, Mr. McGonagall started reading, and I had never read these books, right? But he started reading Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, fourth grade. And I remember, like, he would get really into it, right? He would read the stories, and do voices, and all this stuff, right? And he would do the stories. For those of you that don't, I'm sure most of you have read them, but if you've never read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, buy a trilogy. You can buy like a hardcover little trilogy. The stories are not like the scariest, and it's more like scary for like maybe a middle schooler, but the art is incredible. The art in it is incredibly good. It's actually what made the books so good. The writing in it was okay, pretty decent, pretty fun stuff, but the art was just stratosphere. It took those books. And there was different sections in all three books, and he was only reading the first book. I don't even know if the second or third book had been out at that point. And there would be like the normal stories, then there would be like a couple of funny stories, so they were like kind of dark humor, and then there would be like one or two stories that would be meant to be read aloud, right? And because it would be like, it would be something the equivalent of like one day a woman was, tending to her garden, and she found like a toe or something, or like a finger, and she didn't know who it belonged to, but it had a pretty ring, and so she took the ring and threw away the finger, stuff like that. And then like a ghost is like coming near, and it's like, and he would be doing the like, my finger, like, or whatever the fuck it was. I'm just making it up, like this part. But then like at the end of it, it would be like in the book it would say like jump up and shout this part, right? And he'd be like, or something like that, right? And he would jump and stomp his feet and scare the shit out of everybody in class. And I remember I would fucking love it. Like I wasn't even, because I didn't really scare that easily at all, because I was already into spooky shit even as a kid. And so like I was just like enamored with the stories, and he would show us the crazy looking art, and I'd be like, what the fuck, that art's crazy. You know, I'm in 4th grade. I'm just like, this is pre-internet, remember? Like pretty big internet. I'm 40 years old, so you can do the math. And so yeah, just all the kids fucking screaming, one kid fucking crying over here because like it was too scary. Some of the kids, I think like 2 or 3 of the kids didn't like these stories, and so like he would excuse them. They would like be like, we don't want to be here for this, and they're like, okay, and then like they would just get to play outside for like a few minutes or chill or whatever. And yeah, I remember he let me, I had asked him if I could borrow it and that I would take care of it, and he let me, after, you know, he had read the stories. And I remember I just like read through that little book a bunch of times, and then the sequels were around and I read those. The art was just so fucking cool. Yeah, so like October actually has like something that I don't really have a lot of memories of my childhood that are very vivid, but October is different. October had a lot of really interesting memories that actually like got recorded. Probably because it was like it did involve, you know, a special interest of mine, which was, well, spooky shit. Spooky shit and action shit was like my deal. Action movies and horror films growing up. I was the kid that, you know, would watch Die Hard and then Evil Dead 2 and back to back. Yeah, and it's crazy because, like I said, I don't really have a lot of fond memories. I don't have like a lot of like horrific ones either. I have a few, but I just don't have very many memories in general. So it's kind of cool. October kind of brings back, like somebody was talking about like how, something can jog your memory. I think it was Wither's last stream or maybe, I don't know, but like October is the only time where I feel like nostalgic. Nostalgia of like my past is not something I really feel like almost ever, but in the month of October that's different, and so it gives me a little bit of little pep in my step or whatever. October also felt like safer because like acting kind of like weird or whatever, or being into like spooky weird shit was like it was okay that month. Yeah, a lot of thoughts in there, a lot to unpack there regarding that sort of deal. And honestly, like the extra pep in my step, even as a kid, that I would get from October would extend into November, just because you all the way up to Thanksgiving you had stuff like the Twilight Zone marathons, which like they would basically just show Twilight Zone episodes all day, just one after the other, and I would sit there for hours watching it. And I even had I remember there's another October memory right? I remember I would go to like this place. It was like I would ask my parents to occasionally take me to like a used bookstore, and I like just smelling all the old books and that sort of shit. And I remember one of the coolest finds. Sorry, I'm just waxing nostalgic and it's boring as shit, I'm sure, but one of the coolest finds was a compendium of Twilight Zone episode. It had everything about each episode of the entire run of the series. And it had obviously the title, directors, actors. It had the synopsis, which is what I cared about the most. And it had like the episode air date, the episode number, all the shit, right? And I remember like what I got it that October, and I was so fucking stoked. I think how old was I? Like, I think it was probably like 11 or something, or 12. And I was so fucking stoked because I knew that when November would roll around and Thanksgiving would come, the 24-hour Twilight Zone marathon pod. And so then, like, I was just so excited about like the prospect of sitting in front of my television, and you know, it would show like whatever random Twilight Zone episode, and then I could look at my book and I'd be like, oh, I have things. I have the esoteric Twilight Zone knowledge. Just nerdy shit, nerdy kid shit. Crazy, the stuff that I can recollect. I've been getting into roasting pumpkin seeds, one of my favorite snacks as a kid, only available on Halloween after we carved jack-o'-lanterns. They're not bad. I never really got into them, not very much, but I know a few people that definitely like to have those. Yeah. I guess really, it's about like, I don't know. I'm wondering if you guys have like unconventional forms of like nostalgia. Another good memory is, I know I'm a sicko for this, but candy corn. I really liked candy corn as a kid. I know a lot of people are like, that waxy shit. And my favorite candy corn would be the one that would be shaped like pumpkins. That shit's still around. Pumpkin-shaped candy corn. And I would always eat the stem first, and then the pumpkin. Go stem, half, half. Stem, half, half. I'd switch it up sometimes. Those little shitty, waxy pumpkins. I enjoyed carving jack-o'-lanterns. That's for sure. Something peaceful about that. I think I remember my sister getting icky about gutting the pumpkin, but I thought it was a blast. Sticking your hand in it. I never liked the smell, though. Never liked the smell much of pumpkin. Hollowing it out, carving a face on it, putting a little candle inside. And then watching as it rotted for the course of the month after you put it out. Another thing too, the locations in which I would live would be more interesting. It's like this sort of, it would create this sort of like comfort for me as a kid, the month of October. Because I'd go outside, and even the world outside was a little more interesting. Because you had people with all their decorations, skeletons, goblins, witches, whatever the fuck else, like all over your yard or their yards. And you could literally have something to look at, and that was cool. October just was safe. I'm not sure what that means when I say it, but October felt safe, or safer. Not to mention the costume wearing, which was a goddamn blast. Not being myself a few times out of the year during that month because of Halloween parties, or school Halloween things, Halloween night itself. Yeah. Anybody else out there have any interesting Halloween memories? I know a lot of you guys are European and stuff, so I don't know what countries do the whole Halloween thing and what countries don't. Yeah, I'm getting really stuck on like memories, which is like hard for me to process since I don't really like get to do that very much. It's like a bittersweet feeling. It's the best way I can describe it. It's very bittersweet. Nostalgia tends to be that way, though. I don't know, it's strange. It's like making me like there's a fondness to it, but there's also like sometimes just profoundly sad. I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm not sure what it is. I couldn't describe it even if I wanted to, like, accurately. It feels. Sorry. Oh, jeez. So exhausted. It's been a rough month, too. Yeah, I mean, you guys aren't putting anything in chat, so it's kind of don't have much to work with there. I'm guessing maybe Halloween doesn't mean much to most people. It's just another, stupid candy selling, costume selling holiday. It's just as empty as the rest. It's not empty to me, not Halloween. I don't care how manufactured it is. As I get older, I appreciate certain holidays more because of what they originally represent, what they represent symbolically, what they are. I don't know, something about Halloween also, or October, it's like the world was intentionally being scary instead of like being scary because it was scary. If that makes sense. Something about that, I think. Even as a kid, I could feel it. like staving off nausea at the moment as well, so it's a good time. Waxing nostalgic while feeling like I want to vomit. Halloween seems different from when I was a kid. It used to be everyone under 16 out in the streets for hours. Seems a lot more restrained now. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's just there's so many options, right? Like, people are like teenagers and shit are like, they're not going out to do pranks and nonsense on Halloween. They're usually like, now they're just watching streams. They're watching some like streamer do a Halloween special. Some bullshit like that. Doing a let's play of like fucking it's spooky game month. Spooky game month, guys. It's absurd. Feeling pretty useless right now as far as like stream entertainment wise, or talk about subjects. I'm getting a lot of like head empty at the moment. Yeah, maybe I should start doing like depression ASMR streams. Would that be a niche subset, like a genre of ASMR that has that been touched? I feel like they're all been taken. Depression ASMR, schizoid ASMR. I probably shouldn't have streamed today. Feels a bit forced. I don't really like that. Mostly because I feel sick. Ugh. Just vomit on stream. Oh! That might make for some entertainment. Somebody. As a Zoid myself, I do everything possible to avoid ghosts. I'm trying to like, I can, but I'm not sure what you're referring to, Rolando Ratas. To avoid ghosts because you're a Zoid. I'm wondering if there's like a play on words there that I'm missing. Or a pun or something. Or some association I'm not catching. I just want to avoid ghosts. Wait. No. Because I was thinking of ghosts as in ghosting or being ghosted or ghosts. I've never seen anyone in UK go out trick-or-treating in decades, and when I was a kid we used to do it every Halloween, and we had mischief the night before. These days you never see kids out after dark. Yeah, you don't see very much at all. I remember, I think it was last Halloween, we took I always take my kids out for trick-or-treating. The little one right now. So, yeah, I remember we went out last Halloween to go trick-or-treating. A lot of the houses weren't even like available. There wasn't that many people out trick-or-treating. It was kind of a bummer. When that particular area was usually bustling. No, and I didn't say bussin'. I think we got paranoid society full of mistrust these days. It's like lock them up. Maybe it's not. I used to always laugh, even as a kid, about the Halloween candy scares. Because my mom would freak out every fucking year. Every fucking year. Like, we were not allowed to touch that motherfucking candy until she inspected it. And I remember, like if it was a candy I liked, and it, like, so bad. If it was a candy I liked and it was like kind of like fucked up looking, like, you know, the pack like was all crinkled, or because I knew my mom would be like, see it, and she'd be like, oh no, not this one. But if it was like it was like chocolate especially, I would look for the ones that, like, I think she would be like paranoid about, and then I would like pocket those, and then so then I would just let her go through it, and I already took out the ones that, like, you know, could have had the razor in it, or the you know, Benadryl or whatever the fuck. Every year she'd see like that one article, oh, kid goes hospital, chocolate full of laxatives, and it'd be that one kid, one. Yeah, it's funny because, like, if you do a little research into some of those were like completely fictitious, or like the kid got into some other shit and it just happened to like happen on Halloween, and then like rumors got started about how it was because of the candy he ate. See here, in the UK it was an urban myth that were evil people who put razor blades in trick-or-treat. Yeah, just like the one about the rat and the fryer in KFC. It is the dark at the cinema. Yeah, it's interesting, but my mom would always believe that shit, and and yeah, I remember she would like I would try to eat candy while trick or treating. She'd be like, no, mijo, no. It's like she wanted to check it first. That's fucking. But I would still sneak candy. Okay, fuck. I don't know. Just the moment she didn't look away, fucking Milky Way, right down the gut. I was that little prick too, that like would convince my little sister to like give me her Reese's Buttercup. I'd be like, I'll give you these 3. Isn't 3 candies more than 1? For the 1 candy. And I give her like 3 candies I didn't like, and that she was probably whatever about, so I could get an extra Reese's Buttercup, because that shit was bomb. I would give her like shit deals. Shit deals on candy mix up. Oh yeah, they still try the candy panic's always gonna be around. It's so stupid. I don't know what they're gonna say this year, but it gets more and more elaborate. It's gonna be like fucking. They're gonna put COVID-19 in the candy. This new strain of COVID found in Halloween candy. Don't give your kids candy in liberal neighborhoods. They're gonna put HRT. They're gonna have hormones in the candy. Is that gonna be the next thing? Watch out! Estrogen found in candy. Trump electorate syndrome in candy. It's just funny. I'm just trying to think of like trying to deflect the election by putting hormones in the candy. That's just so fucking funny. Don't let your kids eat candy. They're secretly putting vaccines in it. Somehow. Oh man. It's pretty funny. Vaccine candy. The jab candy. Make a candy called the jab. It'd be cool if they made a candy called the jab and like it was like shaped like a needle, like a syringe, but it was like full of that like that candy slime, and then you would just like it's like, hey look, mom, I'm getting the vax. I'm getting the jab. Fox News, making your children sterile with Halloween candy. Oh, that's fucking funny. Candy. The Candy Globo Homo conspiracy. Oh man, that'd be a good one. That'd be a fun angle. Or even better. Oh, here's a good one. If you want to let's get political. What would be funny would be like if there was like word got out that there was like I don't know, like secret alt-right messages in candy. Like they would put like a fucking alt-right like comic strip like they would the Bazooka Joe fucking nobody knows what that is probably. They don't even know what I'm talking about. Maybe open it up, it's got a little comic book inside. Bazooka Joe used to be this bubble gum. It's still around, but you would open it up and the wrapper inside would have a little comic strip and you can collect all the little comic strips. It was like shit humor. Yeah, it was like shit humor. It was like Archie comics level of humor, but I like that shit. Like I said, I liked all the 101 joke books. Oh, they were terrible. They were just stupid. But I had a bunch of them. I don't know whatever happened to them. But I used to have a ton of Bazooka. And it's funny because I hated the gum. I didn't like the gum. I just liked the comic strips. And yeah, but I'm just imagining like people are like putting little messages inside the candy. Your kid opens up his little Hershey's bar and there's like a fucking lines from Mein Kampf in there or something. Who owns all the chocolate factories? Kids. Or some shit like that. Oh man. That's pretty funny. Halloween candy getting politicized. The secret alt-right messages being given to your children. Candy subversion. Candy propaganda. Candy prop. 2024. Cointel candy. That's dumb. I'm dumb. Did you get the jab at Schizoid Inks? I avoided it like I do everyone possible. Nah, I didn't get it. It was like a weird philosophical thing for me. It wasn't because I believed any like conspiratorial kind of over the top shit, like mind control, or they're trying to, kill me or whatever the fuck. It really wasn't about that for me. Yeah, my issue was just about like autonomy and my distrust in general of state mechanisms attempting to like make me do something. I wish there was more community traditional stuff in the UK. I don't like to partake, but I liked to be in the vicinity of it. There's only Christmas these days, Easter, Guy Fawkes Night, and Halloween. The big ones are, as a kid, are dying. Yeah, I want a Wicker Man Day. That's what I want. I want that shit. Some Wicker Man shit. Hell yeah. Get some pagan shit going. I'm down. Fucking maypole action. Big old phallic symbol. Fucking, you wrap a ribbon around. Yeah. 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 I haven't been able to come up with a question yet for Saturday. Been like mulling it over. Not that, well, it's hit and miss whether anyone answers that anyway. So I'll have that video interview I did with, or conversation I had with Melissa Chappell either tomorrow or Thursday. Neurodivergence, academia, and alienation. So it's fun. And I am going to start doing something again that I haven't done in a long time. So some of you that have been following me might be... Oh, a second. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, my oldest daughter just needed to get something from right here. The old office. No, you didn't miss much, Active. I was just waxing nostalgic about Halloween, and then making jokes about, you know, candy panic, but like people like going, oh, they're putting hormones in the candy, or they're putting alt-right messages in the candy, like getting politicized. Nah, everything gets worse when you get here. Nah, everything stays the same. You hold no influence over any of it. Oh yeah, what I was saying. Yeah, so I'm gonna start doing something now that I'm feeling a bit better. I'm gonna start doing something again that I think is really important that I haven't done in a very long time. And honestly, I'm not sure why I stopped. It was kind of stupid that I stopped. And that's, I think I'm going to bring back the Schizoid quests. And I have to bring those back. And you lace the candy with chocolate, you inject chocolate into the chocolate, nefarious, malicious, so yeah, I want to bring the Schizoid quest back, and that is basically, for those that might not know, those are the videos where I would interview just random schizoids about their hardships, their interests, their whatever. I would have like a set of questions, and just let them answer it however they want to answer it. And just hear their perspectives and stuff. And I used to do it. There's a couple old videos there. And I got caught up for a long time trying to get a hold of psychologists, people like that. Multiple times failing or getting flaked on and shit like that. And it kind of like, yeah, discouraged me and all kinds of shit. And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I literally have a server full of fucking schizoids that some may be willing to talk about their experiences, and I think it would be interesting. I wanna see more. Yeah, the source. Another thing one day, hopefully I can continue doing. But every time I uploaded these, like nobody was into it, like except for a handful of people. But I loved doing it. Like I fucking loved doing those Art Hedonia segments. Just schizoid art and a little bit of insight into their internal world. Put a little shed a little light on that. But pretty fucking awesome. I would like to see more content on my channel that's like helpful to the schizoid, not just like in a practical way, but just in a sort of relatability and wholesome way. I think that would be good. Like it would be cool if one day like I could have like one or two of the Zoids on the server that went from like, thinking something like friendship was like something like a lie. Something like friendship was like not a real thing. And then after like, a year or two or whatever, being on the server and finding people that they're actually comfortable to be around and actually making a friend on their terms with their own Zoid traits and shit, and then talking about it would be pretty badass, I think. And maybe a little uplifting. I guess I want to see more uplifting shit on my channel. Realistic, but uplifting. Anyway, if anybody out there listening is interested in like jumping on Zoom with me and doing like some kind of interview type thing about your, the research you did that eventually made you discover the schizoid stuff and what it was about, what it was for you, or if you did get diagnosed, how that process was or whatever. Yeah, just shoot me a DM on Discord or email me at theworldistrash283@gmail.com. I repeat, theworldistrash283@gmail.com. Shoot me a message. Discord's easier, of course. Or if you're on my Patreon, message me there. I don't check it as often because nobody sends me anything there, but I still check it. And then, yeah, if you're interested, we can set something up. And we can keep it anonymous, obviously. No real names, nothing like that. I'm not gonna be doxing people. And preferably camera on, but if you got a story, you got something you want to really, you're okay with putting out there, we don't have to do camera on. We could just do voice only. A lot of people prefer voice only, and I'm okay with that. The only reason camera on is fun is because, like, I don't know, it gives people something to look at that isn't just my fucking face the entire time. Also, now that the Volition is returning, I think I'm gonna do something with this space. I used to like have way more shit and like decorative nonsense that I would put around. I got like sick of it. It was kind of like Spooky's Haunted Mansion or Jump Scare Mansion themed, and I want to do something again with the layout. I don't know, guys. I really hope I can do this. Like, I really hope I got I need the Volition, and it's coming back, and I hope it sticks around, because I gotta put my fucking ass in gear when it comes to this shit. Just summer really fucked me up. All right. You know what? I think I'm done for today. I don't really have much else to say. Yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. And as usual, when day is dark, always remember,